Good evening, VV Nation. My name is Ryan. Welcome to the channel. Now, tonight's presentation, market's been a little volatile, so I thought it's always good to go back to the top VST stocks. So tonight's presentation, we're going to break down the top 20, that's right, top 20 VST stocks, see exactly what opportunities. We're seeing a lot of industry rotation, a lot of names, a lot of new names coming up, right, in the top VST stocks. So we're going to pay attention to that, see what industry, see what sectors they're in as well. We're going to take a look at the stocks, look at the charts, and see if any opportunities are presenting themselves. All right, VV Nation, we got the top 20 VST stocks. Look, Stride at the top of the list. CLS has been here for a while. HIMS, I've been talking about HIMS for quite some time, but we got some new names here. CRNT, Harmony Gold making its way. Hood, I've talked about Hood quite a bit. You know, great crypto play. But one thing I find very interesting about Hood, even though it's overvalued, look at the relative value, still in positive territory. We also got PSIX, Orla Mining, quite a lot of gold stocks here. We're also seeing, you know, Palantir ETFs come in the list here as well. Now, normally I go over the VectorVest indicators, but these are the top rated stocks in the database, and you can see the indicators for the most part in favorable territory here. Some do have a relative safety below 1. So some of these stocks are a little bit more aggressive in nature as well. If you look at the RT, especially in these double leverage Palantirs, they're pretty maxed out at their momentum here, right at the limit of the scale 2.0. So you just want to have that on your radar. All right, for today's video, we're going to take a very simple yet effective approach. This is the VectorVest simple layout. We got our stop price here, which is a 13-week moving average adjusted for the company's fundamentals. We have RT. Let's look at the short-term price trend, whether it's favorable or not. And we have forecasted earnings, right? Look at Stride, lower left, top right. RT is in our favor right now. The only thing I would be concerned about is there a divergence between RT and price action here. We saw that upper wick yesterday, so if you're not in it, maybe take it out. Otherwise, if you are in it, you got some cushion there. Now, we do have EPS, rising EPS over the last 12 months. Definitely like what I see. Now, as we take a look at HIMS, a lot of momentum to the upside still. We see RT relative timing at 1.94. So just be cautious. Again, the scale is 0 to 2, right? So right now, I wouldn't be a buyer of this position. Maybe wait for a pullback, especially if you plan on trading this position. Now, looking at earnings per share, I do like the forecasted data on the rise here. Now, we take a look at CRNT. We got networks, telecom here. As long as it stays above this level here that I have before, we got 438, 420. We could see the buying pressure come in. RT is on the decline though, series of lower highs, lower lows. So that is my one concern there for the short-term price trend. The momentum is waning a little bit, but forecasted data looks great on this position. Here we have Harmony Gold. I mean, gold is a hot spot right now. We see the buy recommendation come into play. RT relative timing, momentum still on the climb. Still climbing up higher. Earnings per share on the rise, nice steady stair-step fashion. You know, these are great stocks. That's why I want to put them on your radar and begin with Robinhood, right? Look, lower left, top right. I like this play more than Coinbase. The reason why, it was an industry disruptor when it comes to brokerages in the first place, but it also has the crypto aspect of it, right? Coinbase is all in on crypto, essentially. This is just, you know, one diversification of their portfolio. So I do like Robinhood from that process. In addition, look at the earnings per share. In addition, look at the earnings per share, 12-month leading forecast on the rise over the last 12 months. Like what I see. PSIX, again, lower left, upper right. Yes, I do see it's a down day today. Not going to promote buying on a down day. Now, we do see RT relative timing in favorable territory. And it has been, you know, since the stock took its dip here. The sell rating came into play as a stock dip. But you can see the buy coming. But you see the buyers coming to the rescue. Earnings per share on the rise. Nice, steady, stair-step fashion. Like what I see. Now, this is one of my favorite stocks so far, at least going through the list here. Look, lower left, upper right. It's a mining company, right? We're all talking about, you know, inflation, the tariffs. You know, assets are good to have right now. And this is an asset stock, right? So, at no surprise, it's taken off right now, going against the grain of the market. Just hit a new high today. Earnings per share on the rise. Relative timing at 1.76. So yes, have caution because I know, you know, obviously it's being bought, because obviously it's an overbought situation, but opportunities still can present themselves. Here we've got PLT. This is double leverage Palantir. You can see it was just entered into the database not long ago. Big gap up here from the earnings call. Now, this is a very aggressive move, huge gap here. Looks like we're already starting to fill that gap or trying to with today's price action. So I'm not a buyer as of right now. Be more of a protector of profits if you're in Palantir. But again, it's a hot space right now, cybersecurity. If we go down, we got Twilio software. I like this lower left, upper right. Pretty gappy. If I do that on earnings here, I have a feeling it's going to be earnings. Yep, there's earnings. Another big gap up the other day. I like what I see when it comes to this stock. earnings per share on the rise over the last 12 months. Here we've got Kingstone Insurance Brokers. I mean, this is a stock you should definitely have on your radar. This one and the gold one. Look, lower left, upper right. Even with the volatility of the market, everything going on, we just hit a new high today. So I like the momentum. I've been talking about industry rotation. I see insurance, healthcare, mining, gold, silver, petroleum, all those type of industries and sectors, are doing well in 2025. We got earnings per share. And one thing I like about the earnings per share here, it was negative. And over the last 6 months, it just crossed into positive territory. It's off to the races. It was negative. Now it's ending at what? $1.58. So I do like to climb there in that forecasted earnings per share. Here we've got Spotify. I mean, this is about as nice as a stock chart you're going to get. Lower left, upper right. A little bit of volatility in between, but this is a great investment here. As far as buying, we do have a gap here. See if it tries to fill that gap. But if we get closes above yesterday's close here, which is 621.77, wouldn't be mad at it. But just know the RT relative timing, a lot of magnitude, a lot of momentum with that short-term price trend. Here we've got Universal Technical Institute. Again, lower left, upper right. If we look at the value here, it's right on par with its valuation, just crossed over into overvalued territory. Still like the position. I see the earnings per share here. Nice lower left, upper right. Forecasted data looks good there. Here's Kinross Gold. Again, gold is hot right now. We're seeing a lot of industry rotation and insurance, healthcare, asset-based, commodities, natural resources, that thing. This is going to play well in 2025. Yeah, there might be some volatility, but I don't think the move on gold is over by any means. Look, RT just crossing to favorable territory at the beginning of the year, a little wishy-washy, but it's at 1.31. It's not at the upper end of the scale, right? So there is more potential there, and we're in an uptrend. I mean, essentially, you just draw a freehand line here and swing trade it. Otherwise, you could wait to, potentially it could break this downward trend and, find some buying pressure. But if I had to guess, we might retest this level here around 1084, just depending on the price of gold. Here's OppFi Inc. software company. It's off to the race. This is a high momentum stock here, 1.92. I see a doji candlestick. I'm not liking what I see today. And here's PLX, price action on the rise, the stop price on the rise, giving us a little buffer zone there. Our stop comes in just over $2, $2.06. Earnings per share also on the rise. Only thing here, RT again, 1.77. On the upper end of that momentum scale, on the upper echelon of that momentum scale. And here's the next stock. We got WSM, Williams-Sonoma Inc. This one's a little gappy here to the upside at least. But overall, we do have an uptrend. Buy recommendation been in place for a while now. Nice strong buy recommendation, not holds popping up there. RT relative timing at 1.76, so a lot of momentum to the upside. Earnings per share on the rise. Again, these are great stocks. That's why I like to bring these on your attention. Here's Aviat Networks here. You see the downward trend line. Clearly broke that. Got a nice gap up. Is that on earnings? Yep, that is on earnings there. So we see the buy recommendation. I'd like to see some follow through the next day, especially with this gap here. It's a little aggressive just jumping in with this big gap. In the last stock, we got iCalculate, lower left, upper right. Not going to be a lot of volume here, just because I see it's pretty gappy, pretty tight candlesticks. But I like the price action. Cheap stock, $8.07. We value it $11.64. Look, price action on the rise, value on the rise. This is my favorite chart pattern. I talk about this chart pattern all the time. I like what I see here. If we start to see value roll over, price action roll over, hey, it is what it is. But in the meantime, I would be a bull right now in this position. We see a new high today. Momentum is there. Relative timing, 1.72. It is on the upper echelon of that scale. But again, the stock is doing what we want it to do. It's undervalued, so that'd be a little bit worth taking that risk. And if we look at the earnings per share, forecasted data on the rise. Again, my name is Ryan. It's been a pleasure giving you tonight's video. I will see you tomorrow night.